Okay, I want to go over the hip thrust today. So what I'm about to say can either be used with a dumbbell or a barbell, doesn't matter. The positioning's always going to be the same, always. So the biggest thing I see is just an arch in the low back, anterior pelvic tilt. Same thing on squats, RDLs. It's something that you really have to practice to get out of, and then your body will just remember it by muscle memory once you get it down. Same thing with bracing your core. At first, you really have to focus on, all right, keeping that core nice and braced. Like someone's going to punch you in the stomach. You want to brace for that impact, right? Eventually it becomes second nature. So I just want you to know that because when you're beginning something, it's going to take some time to get used to. So with the hip thrust, let's focus on just getting it set up at first. This bench that I'm using right now is a little high. You want this to be a little bit lower for you. But you always want your shoulder blades to be on the bench. You don't want them down here below. It will put a strain on your neck and it's just not comfortable. So get your shoulder blades up onto the bench. Like pretty much half my back is on the bench right now. So what I see a lot of is that anterior pelvic tilt. This. We have a big arch in our low back. We're just dropping the hips up and down. That is improper form. So how we fix this is tucking the pelvis, which you can do on the ground. I have those pelvic tilt videos if you want to practice that, or you can practice it standing, but it's going to be very beneficial for you to understand. So kind of scoop your hips forward. There's an arch in my low back now, but I'm going to do my pelvic tilt, and we're scooping the hips forward. So already I can feel my core is engaged because it really helps. But again, I'm going to focus on bracing my core throughout. And as we come up through the movement, we want to squeeze our glutes at the top, pushing through both our feet. We don't want to be on your toes. You don't want to be just on your heels. We want to push through our entire foot. Okay, so we're going to keep the position as we go down. So keeping that core braced, my low back is not going to arch. And again, we're coming straight up. That's one. Let's go back down, pushing through both of those feet. Two. Even with no weight, I can feel my muscles contracting. That's a good thing. So I want to show the difference again. So this is what I see a lot of. This, just scooping the hips up and down. Let's scoop our hips forward to create that pelvic tilt and up. One, keeping our chin tucked the entire time. Two, three. So you want to keep your chin tucked so your spine stays in alignment. Because when we're like this, again, it's easy to go into that anterior pelvic tilt, and it just puts a lot of strain on your neck and spine. So you just want to keep your chin tucked. Okay, so let's add some weight to this. You can use a barbell. I don't have a barbell here at all, so I'm using a dumbbell here. And you can always use padding. There's like a pad right there. I don't know if you can see it, but I could put it on my hips, but for right now I'm not going to because I'm only going to do a few reps here. So get that weight up. You can use your shoulder blades to kind of get yourself on that bench. Weight should be sitting on your hips here, but again, if it's uncomfortable, grab a pad to put underneath you. Okay, so we want to make sure pelvis is tucked. It is, keeping that core braced, keeping that chin tucked as well. We're going to go down, and you don't have to go all the way down to the ground. Squeeze. One, two. See how everything's staying in place? Three. And that is a hip thrust. Like I said, it's going to take some time to get down. The biggest thing you want to focus on is just practicing that tilt like so. It's going to look really weird, but you just want to get into that position and have it become second nature at some point, which it will when you put in the hard work. But I hope that